Hello and welcome to this episode of Making Connections, the BattleCON analysis show where I, your host, Marco DeSantos, try not to do so horribly at, wait for it, analyzing BattleCON Online. In the previous episode, we played a Marmally game, and I did considerably better than I thought I would. Marmally isn't usually a character that I would use, because I play brawlers. I guess Marmally is a brawler since every character in BattleCON is a brawler in my heart. Now, in this episode, I have a special treat for all of you. In case you didn't know, there was a fan-made tournament called Bird's BattleCON Brawl. If you guys want to watch that, the link for it in the description down below. Wherein we took some of the better players in our community and there was a tournament. It was pretty fun. We got to see some big names like Charles, aka Moon Knight, aka 3-time world champ. In the tournament, we also see some of the most prevalent players we have, like Elephant, who has been playing this game for a long time and has thousands of games under their belt. And we also have a newcomer. I think his name's Walrus Jugan. Look, I can't pronounce Jugan. Jugan, whatever. That username is the username they use in game, and this game will be the finals. So this is a spoiler alert, okay? If you haven't watched the tournament yet and don't want to get spoiled on who's in the finals, please just watch the finals first in the description down below, then watch this video. Okay, I'll count down. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you're back, you've watched, you know who's in the finals. It's going to be Elephant versus Jugan, or Walrus. And it's going to be a very interesting match, and this will be very different from most of the other Making Connections videos that we make, because number one, it's not me playing. Number two, it's not me having a concept that is then explained through a game that I handpick. Instead, this is two of some of the best players in the current server, at least, duking it out, and I want to see some of the cool plays they make and some of the analysis we can do about this game in general. So basically, just think of me as a commentator rather than an analyst this game. Alright, so we will go to the game right now. This is the game. I just haven't played it yet. There you go. It's going to be a Kimbe by Elephant versus a Cadenza by Jugan. This is a very interesting matchup in my opinion because Kimbe has a lot of power, so does Cadenza. So, though in my heart I want Kimbe to win. Note that I think I know who wins this game, but I don't know how they get there. Okay, so this is a very obvious move. Okay, let me pause here. This is a very obvious Kimbe move right here. This fulminating dodge. That's a very good setup move, and it's very good against Cadenza, especially on beat 1. Because Cadenza has so much options on beat 1. Especially if Cadenza's discards are exactly what Jugan just placed down. I don't necessarily think this is optimal discards, because I don't know what's optimal in the Cadenza versus Kimbe matchup. But these seem to be very reasonable discards against a character like Kimbe. And yeah, it's just that Cadenza can threaten with Clockwork, with Press, with Hydraulic Shot. So many high threat attacks coming from Cadenza right now. It's very smart for Elephant or Kimbe to use Fulminating Dodge, and it's very important that Fulminating has a priority 4, making it even harder to clash than usual, especially because Jugan does not have Grasp in hand, which means I don't think Jugan can actually play a priority 4 attack, seeing that both of his highest priority styles are in discard. So, what does Cadenza play? We don't know. We will find out after the anti-phase. I believe that Cadenza should play something like... Okay, there we go. So this is a thing that probably is going to be common throughout this game. High-level BattleCON, ironically, is filled with dodges. Not because it's boring or anything, but because dodges are really, really powerful, giving you a huge advantage. And in a dodge versus dodge situation, it's usually the dodge that goes second that gets the advantage, because they get to move after the opponent has moved, giving them the advantage in positioning. So there we go. Cadenza now has battery. This is, I think, before they nerfed battery. So I think Cadenza still gets priority +4 from it. This is a very powerful move coming from Kimbe. Almost everything trades positively, and I think even Clockwork Shot will miss. I believe Clockwork Shot will miss. So, Quake Strike is really powerful. It even beats Clockwork Shot. If it's a Clockwork Shot, yes, there you go. This is quite a good move on Elephant's part. However, that extra priority from the battery, catches him off guard, and, you know, he's not able to push Cadenza before Cadenza is able to move. Regardless, Kimbe isn't stunned because she's Kimbe, and hits Cadenza and puts her at range 5. Now, high-level BattleCON players will look at this situation and know immediately who's winning. However, certain people who are not on that high level might wonder to themselves, in this kind of situation, is Cadenza winning? Because after Kimbe hits, bam, Cadenza currently has 3 more life than Kimbe. So let me ask you, dear viewer, who's winning in this matchup? Post it in the comment section down below, and when you're done, tell me. Using my Jedi mind tricks, I know that you are done. The correct answer is Kimbe. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, why? She has less health. Well, any medium level to high level BattleCON player will know. It's all about effective ranges and positioning. What might seem like a huge life deficit right now is actually a huge life gain in the next few beats. Not only does Cadenza have dodge down, Cadenza now no longer has shot, meaning that at range 5, there's not a lot Cadenza can do except to, well, play grapnel. That's it, making him super predictable and super easy to deal with. If Kimbe has a way to deal with Cadenza just pulling her, or Cadenza just going fast and having little to no stun guard, she's in the bank. So we will see what happens now. Alright, the force gauge is gained. There's a lot of power being thrown around here. Kimbe versus Cadenza, really intense. Penumbral Shot is not a bad attack. Definitely not a bad attack. This is actually a really interesting attack in my opinion. Okay, there you go. This is actually a really interesting beat in my opinion. So, the way this beat works now is that Cadenza will actually drive all the way onto the staff. And you might be wondering to yourself, why did Elephant play Penumbral Shot? Well, in my opinion, it's also to counteract the possibility that Cadenza will pull Kimbe. However, that's just peanuts and bristles. Cadenza is now stuck at this range without huge access to his ranged attacks. Shot and drive specifically. This gives Kimbe a huge, no seriously, a huge advantage. There's literally peanuts that Cadenza can do. At range 2, without access to drive and shot, Cadenza can literally not hit Kimbe except with a burst. So as long as Kimbe plays something that will beat a burst, Kimbe is basically home gold. Home gold? What is it with me? Anyway, running default combat routine, so an expulsion caster is definitely not bad. This is definitely to counter that burst I was mentioning earlier. There we go. There's also the battery, of course. Again, high-level BattleCon, expect a battery a lot. But this is the second time Jugan has done battery dodge. At some point, that's going to be very punishable as long as he keeps doing that. If Jugan keeps playing battery dodge like this willy-nilly every rotation, it's going to be really predictable. Given the new priority on dodge, it's going to be really easy to clash him out of that attack and punish him really hard. This is really scary against Kimbe, who can deal a ton of damage in one beat. We'll see what Cadenza will do now. So, Kimbe gets the positioning she wants, and bingo presto, dodge. Again, like I said, high-level BattleCon, everyone. Quickening dodge gives Kimbe all the positioning she needs, while also possibly getting rid of Cadenza's powerful attack. However, unlike last time, Cadenza doesn't play Clockwork and plays Mechanical Press instead. It's kind of like a hedge, you know? Kimbe takes the center of the board, a very important position in high-level BattleCon. You want to stay in the center of the board in order to have at most range 3 or something like that. However, it seems that, Elephant has chosen to stay on the staff, which is also a very smart move as Kimbe. You want to stay on the staff to get access to your powerful effects, such as Penumbral, or, I see, there is a Quake Grasp coming. Quake Grasp is going to be a very interesting attack right now. I'm not sure what Elephant's trying to counter here exactly, but we will see. So, auxiliary power. Power is getting thrown around everywhere. I am expecting some sort of shot. If it's a shot, nope, it's a grasp. This is a very, very good beat for Kimbe. However, Cadenza does not take a lot of damage from it, only taking 3 damage from Kimbe's powerful Quake attack. However, once again, Elephant does the right thing against Cadenza. Pushes him as far away as possible. Now, not even Clockwork Shot will... So, now Shot has to be paired with Grapnel to hit. At range 5, oh well, of course, there's Hydraulic, right? So, now, you only have a few attacks to worry about now, right now, Kimbe. You have to worry about the Hydraulic Shot, you have to worry about Grapnel anything. So, it's not that hard to play against if you're Kimbe. You just play Expulsion Caster, which is even more powerful than you think it is, because Expulsion Caster allows Kimbe to... Oh, there you go. So, will Kimbe pull... Will Kimbe pull? Oh, there it is. Kimbe will indeed pull. So this is the trick I was mentioning earlier. This allows Kimbe to bring Cadenza to range 6. Cadenza will advance 1 and promptly miss. So, what's the situation all about? Notice how in the past like 4 beats, past like few beats, people have just been missing. That's just how it is. Alright, so Kimbe now has her staff on her space. Cadenza's at range 5 again. Back to the original point. This is a very powerful attack. Quickening Drive is so good, man. So good. Like, it deals a ton of damage if placed correctly. And even then, it goes at like Mach 8. Literally, priority 8. And hits from range 1 to 5. My goodness. The only way Cadenza can get out of this is by playing a Grapnel Burst. Which is still fine since Kimbe can probably dodge it. And there's the battery dodge once more. This is what I was talking about earlier. Jugen has to stop doing this. He's gonna get punished for this eventually. So, how does this work out? He retreats 1 space. And if Alphon's gonna do it right, I think Alphon's gonna, like, stay at range 5 or stay at range, 6. There you go. Alphon is doing it absolutely correctly. He has the higher HP. It is up to Cadenza to deal the damage. Kimbe can just wait and do nothing. So, Cadenza now has more priority. What's gonna happen right now? I'm not sure. There it is. So, this is where things get kind of hairy, right? Cadenza can do a lot of things here. He can pull Kimbe in with Grapnel. However, Quake Shot literally has a retreat, meaning that Kimbe can easily just retreat back to space 5 and give Cadenza a hard time. And if this all works out correctly, this Quake Shot will deal a ton of damage, because it will deal 6 plus 2 since Kimbe's on her staff. So actually, Cadenza's best bet is to Grapnel Grasp at this point. And no, it's a Grapnel Drive. Quite interesting, really. It still works because he can advance 2, hit Kimbe, pull Kimbe 3 to prevent Kimbe from getting Quake Shot in. However, think about it this way. Kimbe gets to retreat 2 spaces, hits Cadenza, and puts him back to range 5. Forcing him, once again, to play Hydraulic Shot to hit. Bam! And Cadenza takes 6 damage for that as well. This is a very interesting game. My goodness, these plays are really, really good. But Elephant is the kind of player who plays the board, not the opponent. No hard reads, just effective attacks. This is an interesting attack. Why is Kimbe doing a fulminating burst? Huh. Why? Is Kimbe attempting to clash something specifically? It makes me wonder, because Hydraulic Shot is currently a prio 1 attack. Well, in my opinion, I think Kimbe is just trying to waste time. So by doing a fulminating burst, Kimbe is able to essentially dodge any attack Cadenza does. There's the Hydraulic Shot. So again, maintaining range 5, very powerful, very effective against Cadenza. You know, I just stay far away, you kind of like turtle over there, beep boop, I can't hit you. That's the story of Cadenza's life, and that's how you beat Cadenza. As boring as it seems, straight up fighting this character is not an option. You basically hit him a bit, and then you waste time as much as possible until Cadenza runs out of options, like he has run out right now. Cadenza is now in a very poor spot, because Cadenza has all of these ranged options in his discard. Hydraulic, shot, drive, and grapnel are all down, and Cadenza can't do anything about it. And this is a very powerful move right here, this Expulsion Caster. Once again, allowing Kimbe to pull Cadenza away from the board, but more importantly, I believe, it counters dashes. See, Cadenza can do battery dodge or switch dodge all he wants, but Cadenza will end up somewhere here. And then, because Caster's effect is start of beat and Kimbe is usually going to be slower than that dodge, it's going to hit her. It's going to hit him, the robot. Yes, it's going to hit the robot, and it's going to hurt. If Kimbe antis power on top of this, it's going to be very painful. Very, very painful. This can possibly kill Cadenza if Cadenza's not going to play Clockwork at this speed. But if he does play Clockwork this speed, nope, there's the battery dodge for a clash. Interesting. That was a very good move on Jugen's part. Countering that staff with a clash was beautiful. Mwah. Mwah. Wonderful. A wonderful parry. And nothing. Kimbe gets nothing out of it. However, remember that the game is slowing down. A lot of beats are passing by. Cadenza can't find any space to get attacks in. However, Cadenza is now at range 3, and that's very dangerous, but the clock's ticking down. It's beat 12. Cadenza has to get there. But Elephant notices this and just wastes more time. After all, Elephant's in the lead. Elephant doesn't need to do damage because Elephant is in the lead and will win via timeout. So, like any good player, Elephant recognizes this, recognizes the position they're in, and dodges. Dodges to their heart's content, because dodging is the heart and soul of BattleCON. I don't know, that sounds weird. But yeah, dodging is really powerful, especially if your opponent cannot easily clash it. So, Cadenza, interestingly, in my opinion, goes to the edge of the board rather than staying adjacent to Kimbe. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know any world where that's the optimal play. So, oh, and she switches over to Archmage's Ambition. That's a very ambitious play. This is also a very, very good play right now. No matter how fast Cadenza is, no matter what Cadenza does, this attack is really, really strong. Because even if Cadenza, like, listen, even if Cadenza pulls you with grapnel to range 2, this attack will still hit. That's just how good Quick Burst is. Even if Cadenza does shot, it'll still hit. Because, there you go, anti-stun guard 2. This way, there's no attack in Cadenza's arsenal that will stun through this. And you anti that power +1 to get enough power to kill Cadenza. If he does not do hydraulic, he dies. There you go. This is an end game. This is very powerful attack. Quake Burst has had almost no counters outside of getting clashed. It was Jugen's job to clash that, but was not able to parry. This is what I'm talking about. Even if Jugen pulls all 3 spaces, Jugen's not gonna get stunned. Sorry. Alphon's not gonna get stunned. Alphon will retreat 2 spaces, be at range 3, and then whammo! Oh, even pulls in for the end game melee attack. Dead. Wow. What a game. What a game! Oh man. That was awesome. See, I'm the kind of guy who likes exciting games with a lot of reads and cool parries and stuff like that. Those are really exciting. But there's also something really exciting about watching a really good player play a character. A really good player just play a character really, really well. And I think that's what Elephant has provided us in this video. Elephant executed a game plan that was very wonderful, and honestly, I think... I can't believe I'm saying this. Shows people how they can possibly beat Cadenza. See, a big problem I believe is in the community is that a lot of people tend to go up against heavyweights and feel like they're very untenable or very hard to fight. Which is true, because by design, juggernauts or heavy characters were designed to be hard to fight, because fighting them isn't the way to win the game. Straight up, fighting them is a losing battle. They were designed to fight. They were designed to hit and then hit back way harder. What Elephant shows here is what many of the more experienced players come to know about the game. That BattleCON, despite being a fighting game, isn't always about hitting the opponent and trading, and hitting the opponent and trading, or hitting the opponent and stunning. In fact, sometimes the best play is to cause nothing to happen. This is what we call a null beat. Now, usually people think to themselves, why would I want to spend an entire beat doing nothing? See, unlike every other fighting game in the world, in BattleCON your resources are on a cooldown timer. So, if you're the character who has the life lead, and you're a character who has a lot of good options in their discard, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to cause a null beat. Null beating allows you to possibly A, waste your opponent's options, B, extend yourself to the win condition better, which is timer, and C, gets you back to your good options that much faster, making it a very powerful move and showing you how powerful dodge is. In that game, both players played dodge on almost every single rotation. So that means every 3 beats. So Jugan, for example, played dodge like on beat 1, then beat 4, and I believe beat 7. That's literally playing dodge almost every single time dodge is in their hand. That's just how powerful dodge can be, and I think that's something you have to realize when you're playing BattleCON at a higher level, is that dodge is so powerful. Which also means that parrying is so powerful, because if you can read your opponent's dodge, you're able to essentially exploit some of their most powerful attacks, which is dodging. So if you're able to negate that strength, your opponent will be easily gimped and you will gain the victory. So, that was a very wonderful episode, and it's always a pleasure to watch Elephant play. Even though I never want to play against Elephant ever again in my life, because Elephant will just completely destroy you. Like, if Jugan wasn't such a good player, Jugan would probably have lost, like, with Elephant staying at 20 life or something like that, because Elephant is just that good. Elephant is the kind of player who plays the board, not the player, which means that Elephant will basically calculate their way through the entire board state and then just play the best attack. And usually that just wins you the game. Which goes to show that in this game, skill goes a long way. Knowing the board position, knowing your opponent's moveset, knowing your attacks, and knowing the powerful combinations you can play is really important and goes a long way in becoming a good player at this game. So, I hope you guys like this episode of Making Connections. It's a bit different from what we're usually used to. Please tell me if you like this kind of concept and put it in the comment section down below. Tell me, hey Marco, that commentary stuff was kind of good. Or like, hey Marco, you should just end the video when the game ends. Or something like that, and I will answer it to the best of my abilities in the comment section down below. Without much else to say, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please click the like button and click the subscribe button if you haven't. Again, if you like our content and want to be appraised of the most recent combats, or the most recent analyses, or most recent news and podcasts from Level 99 Games, all things and otherwise, please subscribe to us and click that bell notification. Share this video with a friend, and if you don't like it, share it with an enemy. Without much else to say, don't forget your special action, and thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night.